whether it's a player scrolling through Steam or a publisher reading your email. You have exactly 3 seconds to convince them your game is worth playing. I knew the gameplay for the game I'm making, Back on Your Feet, was solid, but my packaging was holding it back. So I took a step back, and over the last month I have rebuilt my game's image from the ground up. Throughout this month, I literally honed in on just my game's branding and got so much done, like my new Steam key art, a trailer for my game, as well as a press kit, all of which will help contribute to my game's success when I eventually do publish it to Steam. Let's talk about the Steam key art. Originally, this is what I used for my capsule art. I'd spent hundreds of hours in Sprite making sure the game looked exactly how I wanted, so I figured I could just arrange some of my in-game sprites, tweak them a bit, and call it a day. I thought it was decent enough. But after doing some research and talking to other devs, I learned a harsh truth. Using raw pixel art for your key art is usually a bad move. The medium of pixel art exists because old hardware had limitations, but even retro games from the 80s and 90s had beautifully hand-drawn covers. Using in-game sprites for the capsule often signals low effort to the players. So I knew I needed high-quality drawn art to stand out. While I am confident in my pixel art, my standard digital drawing skills just weren't going to cut it, so I outsourced. I put up a post on r/GameDev Classified subreddit outlining exactly what I needed. After weeding through a mountain of bots and AI-generated spam, I found a legitimate artist with a solid portfolio. Here is what they delivered. It is a massive upgrade and immediately makes the game look significantly more professional. Next up was the trailers. Since I had just spent a chunk of my budget outsourcing the capsule art, I decided to tackle this part myself. I'd never made a game trailer before, so my strategy was simple: study trailers from other 2D narrative-driven action games and mimic what they do best. I recorded a ton of gameplay footage, specifically focusing on the vertical slice that would make up my game's demo, since that was half of the trailer's focus. I noticed that the best indie trailers show top-tier gameplay broken up by quick black screens with text. I love this format because it lets you tease the game's narrative without breaking the pacing. I grabbed 3 different 16-bit music tracks that I'd already purchased for my game's music, dropped it into my editor, and spent a few days tweaking the timing until the flow felt exactly how I wanted it. If I were to make a trailer again, and I will for the final release, here are the few things I would make sure to do. Pick clips that explain your game's mechanics intuitively. Viewers should easily be able to tell what your game is about based solely off the gameplay you are showing them. Control the pacing. I started with a combat hook, dropped into some casual gameplay, ramped back up to intense footage, and then teased some late game content that is not in the demo. Lastly, always include a call to action, like how you should subscribe to my channel right now. I actually used 2 in my trailer, one midway for the itch.io demo and one all the way at the end to wishlist Back on Your Feet on Steam. Both are linked in the description below, by the way. The final piece of the branding puzzle was the press kit. If you don't have one, a press kit is essentially a one-stop shop for anyone wanting to cover your game. It holds your hook, description, studio info, screenshots, key art, and logos in high resolution, all ready for download. I highly recommend hosting your own press kit on your own website, or you can use a templating service like Presskitty to format it for you. You need to be linking this kit every single time you email a publisher, a YouTuber, or a journalist. I've linked mine in the description if you want to see how I've structured my own. At the very end of the day, making a good game is always going to be the most important thing. But a very close second is how that game is perceived before people even play it. Having high quality media associated with your project is the first step in getting people to actually care about it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching.